Welcome to another exciting edition of the Scorpion Deathlock podcast. I salute
Hmm.
all two or three of our members of the audience that always show up towards the end. It's your boy Bill Hustles and my co-host Mike. Mike, what's going on?
What's up, Mill? Not much, not much. Just chilling. Just had a good day. I was off today, right? Just relaxing. Recently over the last couple of hours. So definitely a lot of wrestling news to talk about, and excited to have another episode. I don't even know what episode this is, but I would say we're already like close to either episode 10 or maybe over episode 10 already.
Possibly.
Yes, sir. But we're doing good. We're doing good. Again, the topics today are going to be interesting, right? I mean, not too many like we normally do. Usually we stack the topics, but today it's kind of just going to be a central focus on WWE and its potential bidders for the show, right? Coming up in the next year or so. And we big news, right, is the fact that WWE has been having meetings with Warner Discovery. So tell the audience why that's so important.
Well, the rumor going around in the dirt sheet land is the dirt sheet landfill, excuse me.
The Meltzer land.
Yeah, is that WWE is in talks with Warner Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And we've known in the past that WWE never ever likes any competition on their show.
Yeah.
If anything else wrestling related is on the same network, it's usually another brand owned by WWE. I mean, that's how it's
Mm-hmm.
always been.
Yep.
So that kind of spells trouble for AEW. But I don't think it's going to happen because even though AEW is doing abysmal numbers, they're still a high ratings draw. So, the next couple of months is going to be very interesting. And, I kind of already knew that they were going to keep Punk on Raw because of this deal. It's going to give them a little bit of leverage. They're going to see the spike that it's bringing in.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you didn't see that a mile away,
Yeah. No,
you need to
it's
go see an eye doctor.
right. And for those of you who haven't been paying attention, right? Yes, CM Punk has returned to WWE, and that's pretty much. I feel like it's kind of like the nail in the coffin. For what is to come, possibly, right? And not saying that Tony Khan and AEW are screwed, right? Because you never know what else could happen. If they end up leaving Warner Discovery, or maybe Warner Discovery just kind of gently pushes them onto another one of their channels, right? Like the Discovery Channel, for instance, right? At least until their contract is up, who knows, right? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, right now we do have their primary shows on TBS and TNT, which a lot of people still watch and still support, and I got nothing against that, right? But I think again, with CM Punk moving over to WWE, I think it's gonna hurt AEW in the long run. I think it's going to give WWE a lot more leverage when it comes to those talks, because obviously you have more eyes on WWE right now because of guys like CM Punk, right? I mean, basically they made another show for the guy when he was still in AEW so that they can keep him there in the company. And Warner Discovery really wanted CM Punk to stay in AEW.
Yeah, it's all business. It's WWE. They, especially with this merger that happened recently with TKO, their
Mm-hmm.
leverage of their stock, I don't think has ever been higher. Their value,
Mm-hmm.
and like I mentioned on a previous episode we did a couple of weeks ago, their nostalgia is what's basically why they're so valuable. We keep going back to the Attitude Era, we keep going back to the '80s. So they're, AEW's in trouble, brother.
Well, they definitely are, and I just think it's interesting, and I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen over the next 6 months, right? Definitely, I think we're getting close to that WrestleMania season with WWE, and we're going to see a lot more eyes on WWE than in AEW, right? Really, what as an AEW fan, and again, not to knock on AEW or all elote marks, whatever you want to call them, right? Um, because I'm an AEW fan, guys. Like for those of you who don't know, right? I'm one of those wrestling fans that kind of likes wrestling all the way around, right? I've been watching AEW since day one. It's been the first couple years are good, and then the last couple years have steadily declined as far as the product goes. Not to say that I'm still not fan of guys like Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega. Definitely
You,
not the all elotes or the elite or whatever you want to
uh,
call them, just because those guys are waste of breath or whatever. But
waste of space.
waste of space and waste of money. Because look at you could just say that TK might have made the wrong choice when it came to making that choice and firing and letting go CM Punk, but nevertheless, maybe it wasn't his full decision. Maybe it was another guy's that was on the disciplinary committee. Brian Danielson, for instance. I don't know if you want to get in there and talk about that a little bit, right?
Well, I
Mhm.
on our last show, I said I didn't believe this was really happening, and he fucking confirmed it.
Yeah, he confirmed it. I think they interviewed him about that. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to fix this. But it's not a shocker to me, right? But of course, it wasn't just Brian Danielson. It was him and a few lawyers, right? But it's and we'll get into it, I guess, a little bit later. It's interesting that he's kind of like in an authority role now, right, in AEW, not just a part of some sort of disciplinary committee, but now he's also in charge of like some online, some sort of like he's basically keeping an eye on people's posts online, and if he wants to, he could find the wrestler if they're steadily complaining on the internet saying, oh hey, I'm not getting booked correctly. He can literally has the power to go and get these people in trouble. So I think that's interesting also.
Um, you know, that's a touchy situation. It's very divisive. I don't know, like if the old school me would be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
If you have grievances, share them behind closed doors. Don't share them publicly.
Right.
Unfortunately, social media has given everybody a voice,
Oh yeah.
and we don't want to hear the fucking voice. But that's beyond the point. And I'm not totally against that. It's a little weird. I mean, you got to actually like, I got to see how this develops. I mean, I don't think he's gonna go crazy with it. Like if somebody says "fuck," like
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, as far as like the wording that they say on social media, okay, but I think as long as it doesn't have to do anything with like saying anything negative about AEW, then I think that the person will probably be okay, right? Maybe they're trying to stay in the kayfabe role, right? Cutting promos online against whoever their opponent's going to be. I feel like that's okay, right? You know what I mean? But like when it comes to posting about, oh, you don't like how you're being booked, or pulling a Britt Baker and just complaining that that you didn't get a lot of TV time this year, etc., like that. Well, I mean, some people should be glad that they got TV time at all this year. Is all I'm going to say, right? Because it's like it's the doggy dog world in professional wrestling, and to stay relevant, I feel like it's very very hard to do. And that says a lot about the people that are kind of complaining on the other side, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, what else was I going to say? I was going to also mention Punk's kind of knocks on AEW. I don't know if you paid attention to a few of his promos. Like, I don't know if you saw his SmackDown promo this past week or not. Were you able to watch that or not? So
briefly.
he did mention, and this I thought this was hilarious, by the way. He did mention getting that people getting punched backstage, and he's like, "You can't do this. This is 2023." You know what I mean? Like I thought that was hilarious. It was kind of like a little dig at what happened backstage. At Brawl Out 2021. I can't believe that's already a couple years ago already. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2021. That happened in fall of 2021. Oh my god. Uh, but I just think it's interesting, like that. He's even though he's not supposed to talk about it, he's still kind of being CM Punk, and he's still making references. But I think it's pretty cool that he is. To me, it's like he seems like he's happy, and he is. If you're paying attention online and social media, you're seeing that he is trying to get into some sort of a backstage role in the developmental in WWE. Now, I don't know if you're paying attention to that or not,
I heard
but
about that just today.
yeah. So yeah, recently, I mean, he's only been back a couple weeks, and he's already trying to, get back in and into that momentum that he was trying to do towards the end of AEW, but no one there was respecting him or listening to him. Which, again, different company, different backstage, right? I believe that the WWE talent is really excited for him to be there, for the exception of you. We'll talk about that, right? The Monday night Rollins promo on Monday, right? And I thought that was a great promo, by the way. I heard that was an unscripted promo for what it was, but the fact is, like, he seems a lot happier, and if WWE decides to put him in a role like that, I wouldn't be upset right now. Of course, maybe, once he's done with his in-ring career, which we all understand that, he probably, again, only has a few years left. So, I mean,
You
what's up?
know, here's the thing about the WWE and AEW. In the WWE, they're going to put significant resources into you so you can get over. And if you don't get over, or you don't at least improve, because not everybody's going to be a top guy.
Nope.
But if you don't improve, as your career progresses, they're going to let you go. In AEW, they're either going to keep forcing you on television because Tony Khan likes you, or they're just going to send you home and still pay you.
Yep.
So unless you wanna not have a long WWE career, if a veteran speaks to you, you're gonna fucking listen. And not listening to a veteran is breaking tradition bad, and not in a good way. I mean, you can break tradition, and if it's something that's positive, that's going to move the business forward, then by all means do it. I always have liked a good disruptor, but these fucking guys, only thing they're disrupting is Tony Khan's bank account. And the problem there lies is that Tony Khan seems like he's too nice of a guy, and he doesn't want to upset anyone. And look, being tough, thick-skinned, you have to have really thick skin to be in the wrestling business. And Tony Khan don't have that. But at the end of the day, Tony Khan is the guy with the money, so he was able to get himself in. Had Tony Khan started in the wrestling business working for somebody else, he wouldn't have lasted 15 minutes. Hell, I barely fucking lasted myself.
Oh, yeah.
And not because I don't have thick skin. I was just annoyed by it. I said, I don't have to hear this bullshit.
Well, definitely agree. I mean, if you're going to be a young talent and, a veteran offers advice or any sort of mentorship, right, whether you like the person or not, I think it's at least smart. You should be smart enough to listen a little bit. You might not have to take every single little piece of advice that the person's telling you, right? But it's like, okay, like, the fact is, okay, this guy is getting paid to do that and be in that position. That's one thing, right? Now, of course, it is what it is. Whatever happened in AEW happened in AEW, right? I think that's what he wanted to be in AEW, and now that he's back in WWE, he's going to hopefully get more of an opportunity, right? Guys like Sean and Trips aren't going to be able to do this forever themselves either, right? They kind of have to start grooming the next set of people in charge, right? And I think right now, like, they have a good set of talent or head of talents, right? Guys like Adam Pearce, guys like Nick Adolis, guys who have been in the business for many, many years, right? Maybe they haven't been in WWE as far as top talents goes, right? But they've worked the business, they've traveled, they've done it all, right?
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. They know how to talk to the talent, and I think it's funny because, like, when Randy Orton came back, right, the first night, on SmackDown, what happened with him and Nick Adolis? He got RKO'd in the ring. All right, this is a boss. This is a boss, by the way. Okay, imagine if that was Tony Khan, right? And of course, this is all for show, right? We all know it was staged, whatever it is, right? And Nick Adolis is a wrestler. He knows how to take bumps, right? But the fact is, like, it's wrestling, right? This shit's gonna happen. Like, you're gonna have heated segments. Shit's gonna happen backstage, right? Just like what happened with Punk and AEW. And of course, whatever. It is what it is, right? Different environment, different company, different boss, right? But I'm just saying, I feel like, WWE is also kind of trying to take knocks at AEW for stuff like that. So,
I mean, I'm not surprised they're doing it either, because, Tony Khan and his dad have more money than Vince McMahon does by a couple billion. You remember the song by Pitbull with Christina Aguilera called "Feel This Moment"?
I'm not too familiar with it. No.
Okay, well, one of the lyrics in that song is ask for money and get advice. Ask
Hmm.
for advice, get money twice. So
Okay.
listening to a veteran, especially one who's drawn money, who's made millions in the wrestling business, that's
Hmm.
I'm gonna annoy them to fucking death. Like, hey, tell me everything I need to know because I want to make as much money as you did and possibly even more.
Yep. And I think that's what's happening with CM Punk right now. Now that he's back in the WWE, I think they are going to be generating a lot more money than they would have without him, of course, right? And I'm not talking about like ratings or whatever. Of course, if they get signed with Warner Discovery, that could be a potential moneymaker for them. The fact that CM Punk's there, that could kind of sweeten the deal for that a little bit, especially with the money that they want. I'm hearing that they want $400 million. I don't know if that's a number that I'm accurate on or what, but $400 million is still a lot of money.
I was reading a
One
quote
second.
from Eric Bischoff.
What? Hold on one second. Go ahead and continue that.
Mm-hmm. No, I'll wait for you to get back. Go ahead.
All right, one second, boss. All right, sorry about that. I am back. Let me get these headphones on correctly.
Eric Bischoff, I read a quote saying that
Uh
he
huh.
thinks that a better deal, well, he didn't say he thinks that a better deal, but he thinks it would be a tremendous opportunity
Uh huh.
if WWE sent Raw over to Amazon Prime.
I wouldn't think that's a horrible idea either, because I mean, there's already a lot of people subscribed to that. Understandable. I wouldn't mind it being on a streaming service if I could be 100% honest, because like with a streaming service, you could at least go back and rewind and whatever parts that you missed also while it's live, I believe. Now, of course, I think they do want to keep it on some sort of cable television just because, but I feel like within like the next 10 years maybe we might see Raw or SmackDown on a streaming service, just because if you think about it, really not a lot of people pay for cable anymore, right? Most people just stream things now. Most people pay for streaming service like Max or whatever, Netflix, Prime
And
itself,
then
right?
there's also a lot of free options like Tubi, Pluto,
Yep.
etc. But honestly, it's getting to the point where I would encourage people to sign up for cable or satellite because they also offer a lot of on-demand stuff and it's cheaper. The prices
Mhm.
that some of these these streaming services are becoming
Yeah,
combined.
that's true. Because I mean, if you're paying for like 5 or 6 different streaming service, you're already paying like over $100 a month, right? Me, I pay for cable and I have like several streaming services, and I'm just like, okay, I might have to cut one or two out eventually, right? Because there's
Yeah,
some that I use, there's some that I don't use at times, right? But I share with family members. Not that we're supposed to be doing that, right? Don't listen to that Hulu, okay? But anyways,
I mean, like
uh,
YouTube Premium.
Disney
I mean,
Plus, yeah,
I don't mean to get off subject,
yeah.
but I was what's the price for them now? Like I always would sign up through Android
Yeah.
because it's cheaper going
I
through them.
think, yeah, no, I think. Well, I pay. I'll be honest with you. Me and Latrell share. He lets me on his account, right? Or he added me to his account, so I give him half. So I send him like $12 a month. So he's paying about 20. I think like $24 a month for YouTube Premium, but he has like several family members on it. So I don't know if
So
that's like if there's different plans of YouTube
it's
Premium.
$14 a month now
Yeah, probably
for
for just like a
Android
single. Yeah.
for Android. So I have two other people, and we split it. At I charge them $8.25 a piece,
Okay.
which equals to $8 a person. The
That's not
reason I
bad.
charge them $8.25 is because of the when I get the funds on PayPal, Cash App, or whatever, I deposit
Yeah.
it immediately so I can pay immediately, and it charges me a quarter.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a secret.
What's up?
Join our plan, and it's only $6.25 a month if you join.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think it's cheaper.
Yeah, I'm looking for two more people.
You're
So
looking
no,
for two
I'm
more people.
serious. If you want to join or know somebody that wants to join that'll fucking pay, every eighth of
Yeah.
the month, $6.25.
Yeah.
Let me know. I have like 2 or 3 slots open.
Yeah, and the only reason why I'm paying, I think me and Latrell split it, but he doesn't charge his other family members to use it. That's why. So, and I'm fine paying the $12 a month, honestly, right now. If he stops paying for it or whatever, then I'll maybe hit you up and join that plan. I might actually tell my parents because my parents both use YouTube, right? So I don't think they care about the ads, but
I mean, if they want to share a single account,
yeah.
a single Gmail, yeah, send them my way.
Yeah, well, no, unfortunately they use separate accounts. That my dad has his own and my mom has her own. So, but maybe I'll talk to them about that. Look at my little.
But yeah, I think that they should do it because of Amazon's infrastructure, the access to the Amazon store, and all the services they offer. Of course, I know that they make their employees shit and piss in bottles, which I don't like at all.
Yeah.
But for the WWE, I think it would be great. And I think that Amazon would order a lot of additional premium live events. I mean, can you imagine the traffic that Amazon could get if they got WrestleMania on there and all the sales opportunities that they could generate? And I still think that Amazon would still keep the ad revenue that they make, that the WWE makes off of regular television. So I don't think it'd be that much of a change. I just think that it would be a lot more accessible to people. And I think the ratings would go way, way, way higher for those that don't have cable or satellite. And I think it would also probably reduce bootlegging.
I think so, yeah. And if you look at it, like the fact that I feel like it's easier to be streaming rather than have cable now. I don't know why. I just think that I prefer it, honestly. Like, like I enjoy when WWE has premium live events on their stuff, right? Because it's like, I mean, yeah, they have their premium live events and then they throw in their commercials, right? Just like they should, right? Because you're only paying like $5 a month for Peacock now, I believe. I mean, unless you have like the top tier plan, which I think that's only like $10 or $12 a month for Peacock, I think. But I'm like, I don't even know if you still get commercials with that or not, or if they're showing you other backstage stuff when they're not, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, I'm fine with the commercials during these premium live events now, just because I thought it was so interesting, like 15 years ago, watching a regular pay-per-view and just hearing that. I hear some knocking. I hear some knocking. No, that's fine. But anyways, like going back to that, it's just like hold on, we'll take a break there while Mill Hustles chit chats. Hey, but if you guys are joining in on the chat, say hi, smash the like button, and subscribe to the it's formerly the Deathlog podcast, but now it is the Scorpion Deathlog podcast over here. Let's see if I can find that, the Deathlog podcast. Oh, what am I doing? Where's my live? Let's see if we can share this. Let's see if we can share this live with you guys really quick. I think we have like 20 some subscribers, by the way. So for those of you guys, I do live stream on my BTech channel, right? But for those of you who are not subscribed to the other channel, I think once I get like close to 100 subscribers on the Deathlog podcast, then I really want to stop sharing on the specific YouTube channel. But so far we have 27 subscribers. Let's go ahead and share that with you guys really quick.
I love WWE.
You like wrestling, little one? Who's your favorite wrestler? Is it who is it? Is it Seth Rollins? Or is it CM Punk? Or do you like AJ Styles? Your daughter sounds adorable, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah, I would say she's younger than 5 years old, right?
3.
3. Yep, that was a good guess. Well, anyways, going back, I'm just sharing the page for the Deathlock podcast, right? So you guys know, just for those who haven't subscribed, right, we do have 27 subscribers. So all of those 27 subscribers, thank you very much, right? This was a channel for me and my tech buddies, right? Me, Tito, and of course Mill Hustles, right? Anyone else that really kind of wants to join in also, right? I've had a few few of my former podcast friends on the channel as well, right? I'm hoping to maybe do some more podcasts with them as well later in the future, right? But for now, we're sitting at 27 subscribers strong on the Deathlog podcast, guys, and I would appreciate it if you guys. And I need to see if I can give you access, Mill. That way you can just like go on, post like whatever you want on your end. You know what I mean? I tried giving access to Tito but for whatever reason, he says it wasn't giving him access. So when you get this chance, send me your email and I'll try to submit access to you also. That way you can just log in and try to upload on here. If you want to just go and rant about something or whatever, like I don't even care.
Gotcha, man.
Yeah.
So where were we at?
Honestly, I kind of lost myself in that. Once your daughter kind of distracted me. But where was I saying over here? We were talking about what were we talking about? Seth Rollins? No, shit. No, that's what I was asking your kiddo.
No, more of a CM Punk person.
Yeah, no, I said CM Punk and she got all happy. So, but that's pretty cool though. She's a little mark, But anyways, going back here, right? We are talking about WWE's possible return or possible dismissal of you on the USA Network and going to Warner Brother Discovery. So I think it'll be big. We were talking about the streaming services. So, if they were to go to Amazon or even like Netflix or something like that, I mean, for me, I feel like they would probably be better suited like for Hulu, maybe not Amazon Prime, but it would bring in a lot more customers to Prime, right? Not that there's not already a lot. And you're right. I believe that, there's a possibility that they can actually end up getting more viewership because of it. And you never know. I mean, you're still going to get the ad revenue from sponsors, etc., like that. So I don't see how that's going to hurt them moving off of cable TV. I did.
Here's a couple of other things. My bad to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Not only that, they've always been pretty big merch movers, and maybe while they're down with Amazon, if they integrate their WWE shop, people will get their orders a lot faster.
Right, that would be interesting. Yeah, because I'm still waiting on my CM Punk shirt, and
you haven't got it yet.
Hold on, give me a second. I gotta let this dog out real quick. Holy crap. Okay, no, I haven't gotten it yet. I ordered it like the night it came out, I believe. Hold on, let me get my head.
It's probably on back order, dude.
Yeah, when I ordered it, I think it was on back order. That's why. So, I mean, when I think I got the email notification saying that it was going to come until like early January, and I'm like, shit, I want it to come before the AEW show I go to because it's gonna. How do you say? I want to wear it to the fucking AEW show so I can fucking like wear it in front of all the hardcore AEW marks because I know a few. So.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of merch, they're saying that, that's like he broke a record for a return as far as merchandise goes. Like,
yeah, I think they did 6 figures. Yeah. I'm not sure if that was at the venue. Was that at the venue though? What they're talking about?
Nah, probably like all together.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I know
he
online
did like 600,000 shirts or something like that. So.
Jesus, dude, that's freaking crazy. 600,000 shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I know I'm part of that fact right there. Which, if you think about it, dude, 600K shirts in like a couple of weeks, dude. Like that's freaking crazy, and that's because he's already come out with like 2 shirts, I think, since he came back. Right, the Hell Froze Over shirt, which that one I was thinking about getting, but I was like, nah, I'll just wait and see if they come out with like anything else. I'm waiting for them to come out with like Larry.
They should have been. They should have been anticipating that. And I know that they do everything, per order, which is smart because that way you don't have an excess of shirts just sitting around. Right. We sold 400,000 large shirts, 100,000 extra large or whatever. And you have like 150,000 small and medium that just won't move. That's going to force them to put them on clearance. So,
in or what?
I wouldn't be surprised if, their ordering system crashed a couple times.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, it's because my girlfriend was talking over here, and I was like, "Do you want to join in?" And she's like, I'm shy. So I'm like, okay.
CM, tell her to say CM Punk AEW
See,
sucks.
just say CM Punk AEW sucks.
CM CM Punk.
CM Punk out here.
CM Punk W
Eh.
apesta.
Oh my god.
She said it in
Did you say
Spanish.
CM Punk stinks?
She said CM Punk stinks. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my goodness. You AEW mark
she said
you.
she said apesta. No, she said apesta. I don't know. She speaks muy bueno Spanish, way better than me. So, um, you speak Spanish, right, Mil Hustles, or no?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, you can have a conversation in Spanish about lucha libre.
Yeah, cool.
My buddy. You want me to put him on speaker or what?
Yeah.
All right, 1 second. Let's see. All right. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you want to give us some Spanish commentary or not, but you know.
Hola, hola.
Saludos.
Saludos. Yo no veo mucha lucha libre.
Yo tampoco.
He says he doesn't.
I know what that means. I'm like, she knows I'm pretty bad at Spanish, but I'm like, I know what yo tampoco means. Okay, calm down. But anyways, she's more into not wrestling. You know what I mean? So
What are the hobbies?
the what?
What are her hobbies, interests, and stuff like that?
Hobbies and interests, babe.
What would you say?
Music,
Yeah.
dancing,
Yes.
movies.
What kind of music?
What kind? Almost all kind. Spanish also, but not heavy metal or heavy rock.
Oh no,
I don't like them.
she hates
Or
punk rock.
country.
Oh, country.
You know, speaking of Spanish music, you know who would be a badass performance for WrestleMania?
Cool.
Peso Pluma.
Peso
Oh
Pluma?
yes, Peso Pluma. I don't think Michael likes it, but
Whatever.
Peso Pluma's dope. I used to not like him because I thought he looked funny, but his music is dope.
yeah. I used to not like him either, but a friend got me into it, and I guess I'm Mexican, so it's okay.
I'd rather see Bad Bunny perform.
Oh yeah,
I
Bad Bunny.
I want to see him wrestle again.
Well, he is gonna wrestle. I think he's opened up for WrestleMania next year. I don't think he's gonna be at the Rumble, but I think he had already confirmed that he's gonna be able to do something at Mania next year. So I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, I make her watch wrestling every now and then, but she doesn't.
He doesn't make me, but I just
Oh,
want
okay.
to watch it with him.
Oh, okay. Only when
Okay,
Bad Bunny
Mike, this is what I want you to do. I want you to play the cringiest Attitude Era moments,
Oh my
and then the
god.
cringiest AEW moments, and then she'll become a wrestling fan.
I don't know about that. The Attitude Era moments, yes, because those were actually good to watch. But the cringiest AEW moments, that's like every single show, so it's gonna be hard to get her into, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But okay, what were we talking about? We were talking about ratings and boring stuff, I guess, right?
Okay, I'll leave you guys. Have a nice night.
She's like right next to me.
You
like,
too.
She's on her phone. She's on her phone jamming. All right, let me get you back on the headset so she doesn't have to hear your pretty ass voice over here.
Shut up.
Okay, hold on 1 second. When are
Where
we
did
gonna
y'all
see-
meet? Hold on. Where did y'all meet?
What is our what?
Where did y'all meet?
Like where we live? Like I don't know.
Okay,
Like,
you don't got to be ashamed, bro.
It was
if you met her
online.
if you met her at HEB, then
I did
that's
not
cool,
meet her.
bro.
I did not meet her at HEB. No, he wants to know where we met. Well, you know, it's like kind of typical, right? It was online dating, right? It was nothing like crazy or whatever like that. But
Did you
But yeah.
did you meet at the HEB Tinder?
no HEB Tinder. Okay. But anyways, going back, you know, no one here wants to hear about about that except you.
And it's more interesting than AEW.
Right, it's more entertaining. That's true. By the way, speaking of AEW, they have some sort of stupid Continental Classic tournament going on currently, which they have different tiers. Right, they have a blue tier and they have a gold tier, which I don't really understand the tournament. Why couldn't they just do a simple, like, you know, bracketed tournament, right? This is a tournament where you could technically lose and you could still win the tournament, right? They have like several matches.
Participation trophy. That's all
Yeah,
it is. It brings me to tears too.
Yeah, it really makes no sense, and it's really a tournament that I think that they probably put together for Bryan Danielson just because it's his last full time wrestling year, and
He's not going to make it that year, bro. If he keeps getting injured and ignoring, like taking the time to heal properly.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember when he admitted to lying to the WWE about how his health was, and he was apparently having concussion-related seizures?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that's scary for someone to be saying that, and then for him to be lying about that, right? You know what I
That's a
mean?
liability. Look, I get it. He's a great wrestler. He seems like a nice guy. He might find me if I say something bad about AEW. Fuck AEW, Daniel Bryan. Love you, but fuck your company.
Fuck Tony Khan.
Yeah,
he needs to hire a writing team, and he needs to hire some sort of personality or someone that's going to be in charge of the talent. A guy that's a head of talent relations, guy, kind of like a guy what JR was in the the late 90s, early 2000s for WWE.
Yeah, because the guy he has now isn't fucking doing it.
Yep.
Christopher Daniels.
Right.
Do your job, man. Jeez.
Yep. And there should be a lot more people.
And you know what? It's not going to happen because he's friends with the Dumb Bucks.
Yep. I like that one, the Dumb Bucks.
You came up with it.
Oh shit, did I? The Dumb Bucks. I don't know. I have a lot of names for them. I call them the old Bucks, the no one wants to see Bucks. The Dumb Bucks is a good one also. Shit.
It's become a running sentiment. Everybody said that they want JR to do it because JR is very stern. But dude, JR is like, I'm not trying to be ageist, okay? Yeah. But he'll tell you himself, I'm not a spring chicken. I have a lot of health issues going on.
He does.
I think that fucking job would kill him.
No, it would. And the fact is, he's actually not currently contracted by AEW anymore. He's actually taking time off from the company. So he's no longer, you're not going to see him anytime soon. I don't know if he's going to come back to AEW or not.
I'm sure he will.
He's been off air for a few weeks already. He didn't resign as of now. And that's for good reason, right? He's recovering from cancer, and again, he's already, I mean, the guy's a legend. I love what he did, for as long as he did it right. But if he needs to take care of his health and live the rest of his life, then fucking do it, right?
I wonder how often JR. I know it probably not visibly or on camp or in front of people, but I wonder how often he rolls his eyes at the crap that he has seen going on.
Right. I'm pretty sure that he had to bite his tongue a lot when he was there.
I mean, he's gotten chewed out by AEW marks because he made, so he took some soft jabs at the product.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's understandable, but I mean, the guy, I feel like a guy like him has every right to say whatever he's going to say, just because he's worked for not just WWE, but he's worked for several wrestling promotions, right? So it's not. I don't feel like he was trying to, put AEW in a bad light or anything like that. I just, people just hate to hear constructive criticism. I think that's what people
and the truth,
right?
At this point, bro, we're beyond the point of constructive criticism with them. Now we have to say, look, you fucking morons, this is what's going on, and this is what's going to happen if you don't get your shit together.
Yep. And, again, we've already seen the steady decline of the viewership numbers on both Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. It's just has been pathetic, right? Since All In, right? I think since the demise of CM Punk and AEW, really, I feel like a portion of the fan base kind of left when CM Punk did, right? I think that's fair to say right now. Of course, you have guys like Edge who, is not really a needle mover, not to knock on Adam Copeland, or anyone that wants to go and do what he's doing, right? I have a lot of respect for him to still want to do what he's doing. He doesn't need to do it, right? The guy, has pretty much done it all in the business, right? He's wrestled pretty much all of the greats. But I think it's cool that he doesn't want to end his career with his best friend. And I think it's interesting. I think that's probably one of the only interesting things that's going for me right now is that feud with him and Christian Cage, and maybe what else? I wouldn't say Timeless Tony Storm is entertaining to me. The women's division is kind of just not there for me right now in the company, right? And as far as their pillars, right, really the whole MJF is the only one getting airtime right now, and that's because I believe he's he's technically hurt at the moment from what I know, or from what they've been saying on the dirt sheets. I guess he just promoted a movie, The Iron Claw. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Has it come out yet?
It's already out. I think it came out a couple days ago, actually.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it. Where did it come out on?
I think you can see it in theaters. Actually, I'm pretty sure it'll come to streaming services not too long from now, though. I think it'll be on Max. It'll be on Max probably, but I'm pretty sure you can just rent it like on YouTube or whatever. But I'm hearing that the movie didn't get that great of a score either. But Rotten Tomatoes, I think, or IGN gave it a 5 out of 10. So take what you will with that. I don't know. I mean, the only other,
honestly, I don't really pay attention to IGN.
Yeah.
Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
And all those guys, like, these guys have never directed a movie, so opinions are opinions. But wrestling has kind of done that to me, to where, like, if you've never been there, some of the criticisms that some people give, are really, like, they're baseless.
Oh, no.
At times, not always, but like you, for example, you've never been in the business, but your criticisms are, they're fair, and then you got a guy like me who's been there, so
they can be. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, yeah, mine are fair, right? Because, like, I've never worked there, but yours, they can be not fair, right? But you've been in the business as well.
Yeah. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. When's the last time, like, the business, like, if you join the business, bro, Mike, join the next time you have a couple of indie shows, tell them I want to work. I want to be a photographer. I want to do whatever, and you're gonna see, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I think thankfully I've never the only wrestling promotion that ever actually did reach out to me to kind of help out with them is TWL, which is Cassie's promotion. When they were still based here, I think she wanted to do she wanted me to help do some videography work, because I think they were trying to get some sort of like TV time, like on local stations, I think. And it was me and a group of people. We all met up, and they were talking about it, and I was kind of hearing them out, because she had seen some of the work that I've did in the past, like with and I've had her on my old podcast, right, with her and some of the wrestlers from her promotion, which they would just, how do you say, we would talk about their promotion and who they were bringing down. Sometimes she would bring down, like I said, I got to kind of like meet Thunder Rosa through her promotion, because they brought Thunder Rosa down for her promotion a couple of years ago, which I thought that was pretty cool. Actually, I think I'll be wearing that shirt at the event. I'll wear the Thunder Rosa shirt that I have. But anyways,
bro, like,
yeah.
The last T-shirt I bought as a wrestling fan was a Roman Reigns T-shirt, the Air Roman.
Oh yeah.
And after I joined the business, I have not bought a wrestling T-shirt since.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, the last ones I bought was a Cody T-shirt from WWE Shop, and then the CM Punk shirt. But prior to that, I hadn't bought one. I bought a few at the Rumble this year. I bought a sweater. I spent like $200. I only bought like 3 or 4 shirts and a sweater, but I spent like close to $300 because the shirts are definitely more expensive at those events, right? But yeah, I mean, I bought like I was there, Royal Rumble T-shirt, right? I bought a San Antonio, because the Rumble was in San Antonio, so I bought a San Antonio 316 shirt with like Stone Cold Skull on the back, and then I bought like I think it was a Sami Zayn shirt. I bought the honorary Uso shirt, I think. Yeah, and I think it was like one of the Uso shirts, the We the One shirt. I need to look for that, because I haven't been able to find it. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I wouldn't say that I'm a big wrestling mark, right? But I have wrestling T-shirts, so yeah, I'm not like constantly buying T-shirts though. It's like me once or twice a year, maybe I'll buy some new shirts.
Like I got a shirt from her for her thing, for her deal, just as support. As a support.
I think I was supposed to get a shirt from that also, because I think I won some sort of thing or whatever. Or I donated but I never got the shirt, so I never said anything, so I was like, okay, whatever. Like, it's okay, that's okay. I mean, I've been to a couple of their shows, and their shows are definitely a lot better than some of the other indie shows that I've been to, and I think what's cool is like she lets people sponsor the talent. So like, you can, put, I don't know, I don't remember how much they ask. I think they ask like maybe just even if it's just like $100, right? So that the talent gets money, for the gig, right? It's not all the talent, right? But of course, minus
Yeah,
the ticket sales, right?
yeah.
You
I
offer
mean,
your
but
favorite talent. So
that's the thing, though, bro. Like, if you do videography, whatever, that's still wrestling business. I guess my experience comes working like dealing directly with talents. That's what kind of soured me on it.
yeah. Yeah, and for me, like, I definitely like that's really the only way I would probably work is doing like videography or photography or something like that.
A lot of
Um,
people got their start like that.
yeah, and it's understandable. Like one of my buddies who used to do that for the local promotions. I went to school with him. His name is Dan. He's not he went through the wrestling school process over the last couple of years, and now he's wrestling for that promotion. So, I think it's interesting because he was always the guy there doing the videos and recording and this and that. But he's the one that actually got me into like podcasting and video production
So
and
he
all that.
wrestles.
Yeah, he wrestles now. Yeah,
You got to bring him on, bro.
if you follow him one of these days, yeah, I mean he has his own podcast and stuff. Also, he does like MMA stuff. Also, you know what I mean. So, I mean, sure. I mean, one of these days I'll reach out to him. I mean, I'll see if I can get a hold of him. He works for like one of the local media companies down here, one of the local news channels. So I don't know how busy of a guy he is nowadays, but we can definitely rack his brain and see what's going on. I even also know the Spanish commentary guy for AEW, man. His name is Alvaro. He used to do local wrestling down here also. I mean, I don't really know him. Like I had him on in one of my old shows back in the day. But definitely would maybe want to reach out to him and say, hey man, you want to get on one of these nights and just shoot the shit and talk about your experience with AEW, etc. like that. We're over here talking all the shit about AEW, but
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is though. He does the Spanish commentary with AEW as well. I sold him a couch one time, so I think that's pretty cool.
There you go.
Yeah, so I mean, we have that connection. He bought that couch for me when I was moving out of my apartment one year. So, but anyways, let's continue on. I think we got a few more subjects before we hit the 10 o'clock mark on my end because I know you gotta hit the bed early. You got your kiddo. It sounds like you got your kiddo with you. Charlotte Flair getting injured at the last SmackDown event, which I don't even remember who she was wrestling, but I just remember there was a spot where she was like on the top rope, and I hate to call it a botch, right? It was just an accident. She kind of fell. I think they were trying to do some sort of move, and she just fell, and I don't know if she landed wrong, but she pretty much like fucked up her knee pretty bad. So
yeah, I'm watching the clip now because
yeah.
I heard about it, but I haven't been able to see it.
It's a pretty ugly clip, honestly, but it's really hard to tell. It really just depends on the angling that you look at. But from what I saw, it didn't look great, honestly, and it looks like it could be one of those injuries that might have her miss WrestleMania, right? And for me, it's like people knock on Charlotte Flair so much, dude. Like I hate that they knock on her, right? Because yes, she is Ric Flair's daughter, right? And for a period of time, they did push her down our throats, right? Like they did with Roman Reigns at the beginning, right? And but what I like about Charlotte Flair is she is a very good face, but she's also a very good heel if she needs to be, right? She can play that bitch character. She knows how to be a mean person, but she's also very good with the fans. When she's a face, when she's come down here a couple times, right? And I've seen the way she's interacted with, the local fans, and, just, the meet and greets, etc. like that. And not just that, right? But she is one of the top female wrestlers in the business. Like, I don't care who the fuck will disagree with me on that, right?
I'm watching the clip.
Uh-huh.
And I saw her land on the rope kind of funny.
Yeah.
But it looked like she was hobbling over to the top rope before that. Mm-hmm. So did that aggravate the injury or what happened?
I'm not 100% sure. I thought it was the portion where like she got caught and then she just kind of fell, you know what I mean? But I honestly don't know. It could have been prior to that as well, but you never know. I mean, sometimes these injuries happen without us even noticing, right? Sometimes you think that it's a spot, but it's not. But I mean, I think it's going to be an injury that is going to keep her out for at least 6 months to a year. So we might potentially not see her at Mania this year, which If you think about it, right, like I said, people are hating on her, right, but she's been in the main event picture of Mania pretty much for the last 5 years, as far as the female main events, right? This year she was main eventing with Rhea Ripley, right? And do you think it would have been, you know, less important, I guess, if it wasn't against Flair for Rhea Ripley to beat Charlotte Flair for that title, right?
Nah.
Or do you think it would have been like less important or more important if she would have taken the title off of Bianca Belair, right? Right? Because I
I
mean they
mean,
feuds, right? But I
back
think,
to what you were saying. I think she's a great heel.
yeah,
She has that face, like I hate you face, like that. She just laughs at you, which is heat. As long as people aren't, as long as it's not go away heat,
yeah,
you know. But yeah, man. I mean, you got to remember too, though, bro. Like Charlotte Flair's been wrestling there a long time, and she's put her body through a lot of punishment.
yeah.
So after a while, these guys and girls got to start going part time and trying to work a little safer, even if that includes avoiding the top rope a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, for her, like I think she was a former gymnast as well. So I think that it may have been something that she probably didn't think about when whatever the spot happened. I think it was just kind of natural for her to just get up there and do what she needed to do, right? But of course, like not everything. I mean, not everything works out the way you want it to. So I mean, wishing her a speedy recovery. And again, I like to give her praise because, like I said, I think she is one of the top 5 female wrestlers in the world, and in the business in general. Like I think she's a very solid veteran for the female division, and she makes people look good.
It helps
Yeah,
that
she
her
makes
dad
people.
is who he is.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, it does help that as well, right? But I feel like that's not her persona. That's not her
I mean,
character
people are
anymore.
going to always use the
They're
nepotism
gonna
card.
stick it. Yeah, they're always gonna stick that. Oh, you're Ric Flair's daughter, right? But if you look at it this way, right? There's a lot of second or third generation superstars, some that even eclipse, their parents, right? Guys like
Randy Orton, The Rock.
Randy Orton, The Rock, right? I was gonna say John Cena did it, right? But John Cena was a first generation wrestler, right? But you have a female like The Rock's daughter, who I think her wrestling name is Ava Rain, who's still in NXT, right? But she's gonna hopefully eventually do what she needs to do there in NXT, and then get that call up eventually, right? I think it's gonna happen. Some eclipse what their parents did in the business, right? And not to say that Charlotte Flair is eclipsing what her dad did, right? But in the amount of time that she's done it in, right, compared to her dad, because her dad did it in such a a lengthy career. I think his was a 40-year career for him.
The thing about it is, until those titles
yeah,
or the women's division is equally or more important than the men's division, that's the eclipsing thing is not gonna,
Yeah, and I mean, not to say that, like I said, not to say that that's ever going to happen either, right? But the fact is, she's building her own legacy. She's already punched it in the female division. How many times has she been a women's champion? Like, what, 14 or 15 times already? As far as that goes, not just WWE, but NXT. She's been a women's champion. She's pretty much done it all as far as the female division goes, right? Like, it's what else can you do? Except make other talent look good, and I feel like she has been doing that over the last couple of years, right? She's been putting over some of the newer talent, like Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, even Becky Lynch. Even though her and Becky Lynch kind of came from that same mold from the NXT area, the 4 horsewoman, whatever you want to call it, and they've just been kind of killing it since then, right? Of course, one of the 4 horsewomen is gone now. A lot of people's favorite female wrestler, Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, but I think she's a little bit overrated, if I can be 100% honest with you, but that's just me.
Monet,
yeah. Yeah, and everyone's going to be entitled to their opinion, though. I think from what I've seen over the years, and maybe there's a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth on how she left WWE and what she's doing now. Right? I don't have anything against what she's doing now, but I just feel like it's just one of those cases where she kind of left with a sour taste in her mouth, kind of like CM Punk did back 10 years ago when he did it, right? He had beef with the company, which of course she has beef with the company, or at least I would think she has beef with the company. And we'll see. Maybe she'll return, maybe she won't. I mean, only time will tell.
See, the thing about Sasha Banks is
Mhm.
that I think she was more of a Vince
Money.
McMahon girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how she got along with Triple H. I'm sure she got along with him fine, but she
Yeah.
had her best runs with Vince there, And some people may have had better runs with him around. Some people will have better runs with Triple H running the show,
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure, so who knows? But I guess aside from that, was there any last little tidbits or topics that you wanted to talk about? We can close out early tonight. Since I have company and since you have company as well.
Yeah, no, I don't got nothing else. It was kind of it's been kind of slow wrestling wise, so news wise, so.
Yeah, really not too much to talk about wrestling wise. I mean, I feel like CM Punk is still the hot topic of what's happening in the business right now. And again, whatever's happening in AEW is still happening right. I guess there's just one little thing that I can comment on that stupid tournament that I was talking about, right? John Moxley versus Swerve Strickland, which happened last night, right? I didn't get to see the match, but I heard the result, right? Well, I actually kind of got to see like the match, and what I saw, decent match, right? But Moxley went over on the match, which I think was a wrong decision. I think Swerve. Hopefully everything's okay on your end.
Yeah, no, I just had to burp.
Oh no, you're good. So I think Swerve, coming in with the momentum that he's had over the last couple months, right? I think it was a bad idea to have him lose. Not that I think the Swerve is gonna win the tournament, right? I don't think he's gonna win the tournament, but I think why are you gonna have a guy like John Moxley, who's like a former 3-time AEW World Champion already? He's pretty much been like their top champion in the company since it started, basically. Former, international champion or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Former WWE champion.
Former WWE, a guy that has been over, right? Why are you gonna take the momentum away from a guy like Swerve Strickland, who we know, hopefully he's gonna be one of the next top rising guys in AEW, right? I don't know if it's just a
man. Honestly, bro, I used to like him,
mm-hmm.
but after that fiasco of a match he had with Adam Page,
mm-hmm.
where they were drinking each other's blood.
Oh yeah, well,
man.
I think that honestly that went a little too far. I think that you're right. It went a little overboard. I wasn't a fan of that. I think,
especially the way that they blatantly cooperated with each other.
Yeah,
like, hey, let me help you up so I can suplex you.
Yeah, it was, and I think it was a disgusting match. I think I would rather see fake explosions with John Moxley all day than that. But
I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't get in trouble for that. And I don't mean with The Office. I mean like, the television network, the athletic commissions, things like that. That's Speaking of Swerve, do you remember B-Fab?
Yeah, the girl that was in his group in WWE.
She's still there, apparently.
Yeah, I think they are possibly trying to recruit her in Bobby Lashley's new group. There's been a little bit of backstage segments where I think she's trying to just get in with them. I think, which I think at the end it might be Jade Cargill, right? That's my opinion, though. I mean, we'll see, but I don't see it. I'm honestly surprised that she wasn't. No, don't worry, you can continue. I don't see them using her because I mean she's not really a wrestler. She's just kind of a mouthpiece and kind of eye candy. I hate to say it, right? Eye candy for the crowd, right? For a certain demographic. I hate to say it, right? But it is what it is. We'll see how that goes. I'm surprised she's still employed though. I think they fired the other guy though, the big dude, and you're fine. They fired the big guy, and I don't know what they did with the other guy. I'm pretty sure they fired the other guy though as well.
Here's the thing though,
mm-hmm.
like, and it's no knock on Jade Cargill, but why would you hire Jade Cargill when you have B-Fab? And B-Fab can wrestle too,
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think she has the look that Jay Cargill has. Definitely, especially the body and the muscular physique. I mean, she's
Well, she has way more charisma.
a little bit more charisma, possibly, right? But I guess we'll see. You know, I mean, WWE has a lot of talent to work with, right? And it's interesting because they just can't use them all. I think there's just not enough hours. Like they should. I sometimes feel that they should put out another show just dedicated to the women's division, right? Put it like an hour TV show and out, or even maybe not on TV, but put it like on Peacock, right? Put it on put it on the streaming service. That's why Peacock is there, right? You know, produce a show where you can kind of showcase just the females, right? And that's it. Call it WWE, whatever, whatever they want to call it for the female stars, right? But I think they should definitely do that. Give the woman a little more exposure, right? That way, if people start watching that, hey, they'll be more familiar with newer talent, especially when they debut them on Monday Night Raw or on SmackDown or whatever, So, I mean, that's just my opinion there, though.
Yeah, like I was watching a match from like 2 years ago between her, B-Fab, and Elektra Lopez.
Oh gosh,
from NXT. I'm actually friends with her mom, Debbie.
Okay. Are you talking about B-Fab or are you talking about Elektra Lopez?
Elektra Lopez.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, I'm actually friends with her mother. Her mother was actually a police officer. She was like a captain of one of the precincts or something like that.
Oh wow.
But that's something that really interests me or anything. But yeah. And her real name is Carissa.
Cool.
I've spoken to her once or twice, but I'm more friends with her mom, like I said, because her dad was he was a name in the 70s and 80s in the WWF. So, I don't like she has potential. She needs to work on her promos. These are fair criticisms. Wrestling wise, she's a good hand. She's not incredible yet. Who has a great look, obviously. But she got potential. She had a pretty decent fight. Lots of weapons. I'm not really big into a lot of weapons in a match, but the match that she had with B-Fab, wasn't bad.
Well, you'll have to send me a link. Maybe I can go back and watch that later on. You say it was on NXT, right?
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. I'm going to have to go back 2 years on the NXT list over here and see what's going on. Because I think that by then they were already airing NXT on the USA Network. So I don't know if you can actually still go back and watch it. I think you can go back and watch it on Hulu, though. So
yeah, there's some clips of it on YouTube as well. B-Fab versus Elektra.
All right, well, send me that link. But any closing statements before we go ahead and get off?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, guys. Well, this is Mike the Biz, and we got Mill Hustles over here on the color commentary, and we are signing off from the Deathlock podcast. Hope you guys have a great night. Tune in when we hear some next big news. You're going to be hearing from us. Okay.
Alrighty. Peace.
All right.